for the zeitgeist.
Boo! I don't know, are you? Are you ready? Is that what you are? I don't know if I'm ready. But we're about to find out. I don't know why I even turned that on. Music, I mean.
Set the scene
Oh,
in a local band's big dream.
lockdown.
Axis.
Cafe clerk job unlocked. I had forgotten that we unlocked that. Cafe clerk. Sninga, slunga, sninga, snooga, sninga, snooga. Okay. Definitely screaming, but I don't think teaching. Oh yeah, in case you missed the last two parts, is a game where you have roommates you're in college. I'm looking for a color. Let me check my notes. Do you have bad apple brow? I'm heading over to take a shower. Ha, I made it higher than you today, Anne. Good work, though. I won't read them all. I'll read the actual, scenes, but... Alright, so maybe I put jelly in your coffee instead of sweetener, and maybe I charge you an exotic drink fee for a blazing new sensation. I think what you're forgetting here is that, oh shit, is that the time my shift's over? Gotta run! That's the serious music again. What do you expect is gonna happen? You know the rules, Sally! Uh-oh. Found Vegemite. Vegemite is the dog. Oh crap, I hope that isn't what I think it is. Come on, Dominic. Maybe I should get up there. Sally's gonna need backup. Of course. I close the door behind me and run upstairs. It looks like everyone else was home too, as they're all watching the scene in the hall. Dominic is yelling at poor Sally while she clings to Vegemite. No, Sally, you know the rules. I walked you through them just like I walked everyone else through them. No pets allowed. It's rule number 2 for crying out loud. Oh yeah, because we've never broken a rule before. It's not helping your case, Sally. So what, you're just gonna kick me out of the house? Because I don't want to see a poor puppy freeze in the street? One way or another, that dog is leaving this house, Sally. If you want to go with him, I'm not gonna stop you. Don't you think that might be a little bit harsh, Dominic? Both Sally and Dominic seem surprised to see me standing at the top of the stairs. Stay out of this, Anne. This is a violation and I have to deal with this as Latin House's RA. By now, Sally is just flat out crying. The others leave their rooms. Isabella gives me a nod hello, then leans over toward my ear. Poor Sally. Dominic came home early and caught her bringing Vegemite back in from the swamp. No way to back out of it now. I nod to Isabella as Dominic continues to chew out Sally. Can't believe you'd be so irresponsible. Not to mention so inconsiderate to your fellow housemates. Did you ever take their feelings into account when you decided to bring that dog here? What if they were allergic? Actually, I'm not allergic at all. Anybody else? Everyone else shakes their head while Dominic frowns. Regardless, what about the mess or the disturbance to your study? I don't think Vegemite's ever disturbed my studying, you guys. We all shake our head no. I know what you're trying to do here. It's not going to work, damn it. She broke the rule. The dog's got to go. Oh, please, douchenick. We all know you'd never report this infraction. You don't want the mark on your record. Ha, so true. You two delinquents, shut it. I know you knew about this violation and didn't report it, so don't think you're not on my watch list. Sally's actually a very responsible pet owner, Dominic. Don't you Don't you feel like you're being a bit hard on her? I'm sorry, but these are the rules. What am I supposed to tell the housing committee? Oh, sorry, I thought that rule was just a suggestion. I do not believe it is strictly necessary that you inform the housing authority. He's right. Nobody says you have to tell them. They're right. You could just keep this under wraps, you know? It's not like we're going to go blabbing about it. I don't think being mean is the course. Dominic, can I talk to you over here for a second? And I have to deal with this. Well, this is what I want to discuss with you. Please. Dominic looks rather exasperated but nods. Dominic and I walk downstairs a bit while the others all gather around Sally to offer comfort. It's my job to enforce the rules, Anne. I know, Dominic, I know. But you've put yourself into a rather awkward position. Look, I know you don't want to be the villain here. But will if I have to be, it's my duty. I think what you don't want to be is a hypocrite. A hypocrite? How? I'm just saying you've been very lax with enforcing rules to date, Dominic. You have alcohol on the premises, late night parties, noise violations, you name it. That's not an excuse, and it's not a reason to keep breaking them. It's just, well, it just shows that you've been picking and choosing how you enforce the rules. I don't think you can go back to all of a sudden enforcing all of the rules now. You'd have to kick everyone out by the end of the week. Dominic appears to be considering the ramifications. What's more, I doubt you've told the housing authority all about our other transgressions. Keep this thing to yourself, and rather than being the villain again, you might get to be the hero. Yeah, you make some good points, Anne. Dominic turns and we both head back upstairs. Everyone is standing around Sally and goes quiet, looking at Dominic expectantly. Fine, the puppy can stay. Everyone but Dominic lets out a cheer at that. I mean, I don't need a college education. When they kick me out, I'm sure I'll find a very nice bridge to die under. Stop being such a drama queen. They all laugh as Sally puts Vegemite down on the carpet and finally lets him explore the house as freely as he wants. Well, that had a nice ending. Absolutely a wigs. I think someone may have spiked the juice, and not in the good way we were all hoping they spiked it. Isabella, for the last time, I'm not going to start substituting bacon for everything. I don't care how much business you think it would bring in. Oh my god. Thanks for keeping an eye on him, man. No problem, Sally. He's too cute to say no to. Just as Sally leaves, I hear a knock at the front door. I got it. Oh, Carmen. Hey, what's up? Hey, Ann. Did they make her model too big on accident? I scored tickets for the big battle of the bands tonight. You want to go with? You know what? That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks, Karkar. Of course, Annie Belle. This is going to be so much fun. Let's head out. I really couldn't tell you when we started using those nicknames, but Carmen's the only one I let get away with using such a silly nickname for me. Sometimes I think the only reason we use them is because we know they annoy the other. Have you eaten? I'm starving. We hang out a bit, where we want to go for food. Deciding where we want to go for food before the big event. A few hours later, and we're standing together at the head of the line, handing our tickets over to the doorman. To a bar. Inside the room's been set up with a sort of stage area behind some curtains. It's a fairly amateur setup, but I think that might be the point. As soon as we get inside, Max made a beeline for the sign-ups table. I was actually a bit surprised they were still accepting sign-ups. Apparently it's a bit like an open mic. They wanted to feel like anyone could challenge, so... He shrugs nonchalantly as he signs in his own name. Wait, don't you need Memphis and the others here? They're out back. I'll sneak them in during the setup. You really are a terrible cheat, you know that? Who's cheating? They want to find the best band, I'm going to bring it to. Seriously, you're awful. Well, at least I hope there's some good competition for you. Me too. Any star can shine in the dark. It's ones that shine in the bright sky that you really gotta watch. That one of your lyrics? Anyway, let's get up to the front. We push our way through to the front of the crowd, waiting for the show to start. Suddenly, the lights went down and we all looked to the front of the room. Welcome, ladies and gents, to tonight's big band of the bands. Hope you're all ready to rock. What the hell is he doing up there? Crap, this could be bad. You're already signed up, so there's no going back now. Let's just enjoy ourselves where we can. Max looks at me and smiles, nodding genially. Chad introduces the bands as they come up. Most of them are all right, though Max keeps rolling his eyes at their songs. I elbow him a couple times, but overall we have a fun time. He even grabs me to dance for a few numbers. It's all very fun. Once he stops being a snob, Max is actually very sweet to me. He even keeps his eyes on me the whole time, even with all the other pretty girls around. Then again, maybe I spoke too soon. As we're dancing, I see his eyes go over my shoulder and a wolfish grin cross his face. Well, aren't I a lucky guy? I'll say, hey cutie. I grin at Isabella in relief, mostly glad it's someone we both know. Actually, this is perfect timing. I think I remember these guys from the sign-up sheet, which means I need to get backstage. Take over for me? You got it, Chief. I'll leave her virtue mostly intact for you. Mostly. Just take pictures. I smack him playfully on the shoulder as he grins and runs off. So how did Chad end up hosting this thing anyway? One of the other student council members got sick. We both watch as Chad approaches the mic to introduce the final band. We grin at each other, realizing that we know what Max is about to do. Yeah, people partying up. Alright, we got one last band, so I hope they can bring as much noise as our previous ones. Please welcome to the stage, Back Alley Flash. As Max approaches the stage, a glimmer of recognition flashes across Chad's face, followed almost immediately by a glower. Max had better wow this crowd if he hopes to overcome the obvious judge bias. Before Chad could say anything else, Max snatches the mic away from him. Alright people, I hope you got some gas left in the tank. Because we brought the matches. What say we let's set this night on fire? Everyone cheers and Max's band bursts into their set. The music is great, as always, and the whole crowd is jumping and dancing along. Isabella grabs me and we bump and jump for a while, right along with everyone else in the excited crowd. A few songs later and the whole band takes a giant bow. The curtains close and we can hear the sound of the equipment being cleared off. Everyone else in the crowd starts chanting encore over and over while they're cleaning up. Finally, with the stage clear, Chad comes to the front of the stage and looks out over the crowd. I guess we can tell who got the popular vote. Unfortunately, by judge decision, I'm afraid that Back Alley Flash is going to have to be disqualified. It's heartening to hear the crowd booing Chad. Look, I'm sorry, but we have it in authority that Back Alley Flash is a professional band under our rules. Despite the crowd booing again, it seems Chad's not going to budge. I look between Chad and Max up on the stage, and I can't believe Max is going to lose out like this. His band was clearly the best one here tonight. Oh, this is terrible. Isabella, you have to do something. What can I do? They didn't ask me to be on the committee. I grasp Isabella's arm, looking up into her eyes. You should be able to do something. It's not fair. Isn't Chad your boyfriend? Can't you convince him? Isabella looks at me for a few moments before smiling at me. You really think I can just fix this, don't you? You're so cute when you're serious. Well, far be it for me to disappoint my sweetie. Isabella squeezes my hands for a moment before pushing her way through the crowd toward the stage area. Max and Chad are arguing, but the mic is cut so I can't hear them. Finally, I see Chad look away from Max and off to the side of the stage. Max raises his eyebrows in recognition but doesn't say anything. Chad wanders off stage for a few moments, saying out of sight while he talks to, I hope, Isabella. When he comes back, he looks almost sullen. He gives Max a pretty bad stink eye, but Max for once looks pretty innocent. All right, folks, we heard you. Back Alley Flash is no longer in danger of being disqualified. I guess they're not actually a professional band. I think it's time we put on a nice encore for the people, don't you? Chad frowns, but everyone else cheers as Max picks up the music again. I'll have to remember to thank Isabella for what she did later. Hee hee! I know my hee hee was a little silly. I admit I wasn't into the Game of Zombies thing at first, but the TV show really got me interested. Now I've read all the books. No thanks. All right, you know what time it is. The health inspector has a peanut allergy, so take these peanuts and rub everything. See if he disses our food this inspection. Jesus. Six goblin attacks and 4 blue slimes. I barely got 6 HP left. Man, I gotta get caught up on some sleep. Oh, and don't bother. The cops came by last night and now they're turning us all away. College farm job unlocked. I hate that I can't, that the college farm and cafe clerk are on the same day. I think that kind of sucks. Get some studying in that day. Well, let's switch them. Yeah, I like the look of that. Come on, Anne, I want you to see this. I'm coming, I'm coming. I chuckle as we move through the trees. Rakesh just looks so excited, I guess it's rubbing off. Rakesh had come to get me almost the second I left class. It was about time for lunch, though, so I had an hour or so. He led me to the park without saying much else, just that he was happy I was free for a bit. Finally, we hit a clearing, and I watched him spread his arms very theatrically. On the ground is a rather elaborate and incredibly put-together picnic lunch. Holy cow, you set all this up? Well, I may have purchased a few of the things in the basket, but otherwise... Crap, I wish you told me, Rakesh. I already made plans for lunch to study with Roxanne. Rakesh's face falls terribly. I feel really bad, but this was such a surprise. I understand. I'm so sorry, really. It's okay. Go on. I do not wish to interrupt your plans. I just wanted your opinion on the setup anyway. Oh, well, if that's all, this is incredible, Rakesh. You've done a fantastic job. I wave goodbye as I make my way back to the campus. Rakesh seems pleased at my praise. Okay, that was weird. I think that could have turned into more if my stats with Rakesh were a little bit higher. This is finally the breakup with fucking Chad. What? You better not have said what I think you just said. I was trying to get an early night, but Isabella's screaming snapped me awake. Last I remember, she was supposed to be hanging out with Chad tonight. I guess their date went pretty well. I hope Chad didn't say something too terrible. I may not like him, but he's her boyfriend. A quick look at my clock shows it's pretty late. I wonder if I should see what's going on. Isabella's calmed down a little bit, so I can't really make out what they're saying from here. Absolutely. Should really mind my own business. Then again, I'm sure Isabella would want me to check on me. Really, I just want to know what's going on. I sneak down the hallway quietly, noticing that Isabella's door is still open. I guess they hadn't gotten too far. No, it's obvious you don't understand, you worthless sack of crap. Look, baby, you're the one who talks about being all bi and shit. I figured you'd want... No, what you figured is you could live out every stupid male's classic frickin' sex fantasy, and I'd just go along with it. What's the other thing I'm always telling you, when I'm done being all bi and shit? That you're that I'm monogamous. I'm not some party girl that bring you home to some damn frat house gangbang. Izzy, you know those don't exist. I don't care, you freaking clod. Just get out. Get the hell out. Come on, look, maybe you weren't ready for it, and I'm sorry for that. I don't think they can see me when I peek around the corner. But apparently Chad sees the same expression I do. He shuts up almost mid-sentence. I don't think I've ever seen Isabella look so furious. When she does talk again, it's almost in whispers. What part of Get Out was lost on you? I pull back from the door just in time for Chad to come brushing past me. Out of the way, mouse. Scrape back to your hole or whatever. As I hear the front door slam, I find myself unsure of what to do now. Whether I should go to Isabella or let her have her privacy. It's okay, Anne. I heard him talking to you. Just come in here. Her voice is muffled and strained when she calls out to me. As I enter the room, I can see it's because she's face down in her pillow. Close the door, would you? I close the door behind me as I head over and sit down on the bed, near Isabella's feet. So, how much did you hear? Enough, I suppose. I woke up when you shrieked at me. Not that it's a big deal or anything. Did he try to cheat on you? No, that's what I was expecting. He's a football star. He can get as much play as he wants. I guess that's really the problem. He wanted to eat his cake and have it too. He told me he'd ask another woman to go out with us. Isabella makes sarcastic air quotes around us. I'm guessing he didn't exactly ask about her opinion first. Nick, I can't believe he'd do that. How completely disrespectful and rude. I know, right? After you opened your heart to him, he just had to be such a pig. And how dare he try to get some other girl when he's got someone as beautiful as you to go out with? I mean, you're gorgeous and attentive and kind, and he thinks he needs some floozy? He thinks you're some floozy? Oh, sweetie, you're gonna make me blush. Sorry, it's just ridiculous and terrible is all. You don't have to tell me. Do you want to hang out for a while? I mean, if you need to talk about anything, I'm here for you. The other one wasn't going to go over very well. We can get some ice cream and eat out of the carton and just be as cliche as all get out. Isabella actually cracks a smile at that, but her chuckle is still dark and bitter with hurt. It's not my first breakup, and it's certainly not my first breakup because some idiot misunderstood who I am. No, it's sweet of you to offer, but I'll be fine. You should get some sleep. Sorry that asshole woke you up. I refrain from mentioning whose scream woke me while I wave and head out of the room. Isabella's head sinks back on the pillow, and I hurry out before I can see something she doesn't want me to. Oh, not the crying. Oh, poor Isabella. I head back to my own room and try to get back to sleep. Hopefully Isabella will be okay. I wonder if she'll pass out at the bar from lack of energy. Oh no. She only has 1% energy left. So she'll probably pass out at the college farm. Oh, her gains were lessened. Okay, and today we're picking from the carrot tree. Here's your hard hat and glass cutters. Next time, better do something else. Yeah, good, good, good. I wish you could stop the schedule once you're in it, but you can't. I need to find the exercise manuals. I've only done like 600 reps today. I really need to find how to really push it to the limit. I couldn't read the rest. St. Patrick's Day, I guess. Everyone's covered in green today. Heck, everything is, except me, but that's okay. The day is pretty fun, but I've never really understood the major appeal. I mean, it's basically just an excuse to get plastered, right? Though to be fair, half of my college experience so far has been people making excuses to get plastered, so maybe it's not so bad. Still, I don't think I'm interested in going all out. I thought about putting on a green ribbon or something, just so I didn't stick out, but decided against it at the last minute. At any rate, I'm sure the folks at Latin House are planning some kind of blowout bash, regardless of Dominic's desires, of course. I've been in my room the last few hours wondering if I want to sneak out before it gets started. Let's do it. I consider heading to the library, but I don't want to be out on the streets with all the drunks around. At least around here, the drunks shouldn't be behind a wheel. I spend the next hour or so doing the last of my schoolwork. I'm sure I won't be getting a lot of it done the next few days for any number of reasons. I have to admit, it might be nice to be silly with my friends for the night without worrying about unfinished schoolwork. When I hear the knock on my door, I'm ready for whatever the night holds. Hey, Isabella says she's got a whole slew of games for us tonight. So you should get your ass in gear before I drink all the good booze. Given how mopey Isabella's been since she broke up with Chad, I'm surprised she's this invested in St. Patrick's Day. Maybe she's just using the party as an excuse to get over her ex-boyfriend. I follow Rikesh down the stairs where I see that the crew has been busy. There are cards laid out, green beer, and some kind of green punch in a giant bowl. Is that punch okay to drink, Isabella? I'll put hair on your chest, then knock those hairs out and grow all new, stronger super hairs. Max got to the punch ahead of me, and I'm pretty sure he's spiking it an alcoholic drink. Also, I think there's steam coming out of that flask. Why is there steam coming out of that flask? Isabella just smiles, missing Max's interference entirely. She blithely fills the cup and hands it to me. I eye the drink specifically, giving it a test sniff. I immediately regret it, reeling back as I feel my nose hairs burning off. Where's Dominic? I'm surprised he let you get away with this. Isabella just grins and points over to the study nook. Sitting there, tied at the wrists and ankles, wearing a blindfold and a gag, is Dominic. Hanging around his neck is a sign that simply says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." I let out a small gasp, surprised to see him trussed up so badly. No, this is perfect, see? This way he has plausible deniability if anyone finds out about the party. Not his fault, he was tied up by desperados. Everyone laughs at that. Well, everyone except Dominic.
Enough of this small talk. Tonight we test the luck of the Irish. Wait, which one of us is Irish? Quiet, you. First, pin the shamrock on the leprechaun. The alcohol starts flowing early and freely. I try to take it easy so I'm not totally smashed too soon. Just having little sips of whatever mega booze Isabella created is honestly keeping me in a consistent buzz. Luckily, Isabella's games begin to take progressively less skill and progressively more drinking. We play a bunch of different silly party games with drunken penalties. Isabella even got her hands on a snake-shaped piñata. When we finally managed to drunkenly beat it open, it was full of jello shots in little plastic cups. Turns out Rakesh had actually made it special. Finally, after a while, we're all sitting on the floor around the study nook. Dominic continued struggling to get out of his bindings as we started playing a simple game of truth or dare. It's a little twisted, actually. Okay, I choose Sally. Okay, dare. Ho ho ho. You should let out the loudest belch you can. What? That's gross, Rakesh. Too bad, you have chosen to be daring. Sally takes a drink of the punch, weaving it in place a little before taking a deep breath and letting out the smallest burp any of us have ever heard. Everyone laughs as Sally turns bright red. I can't just burp on command. Shut up. Whatever, it's my turn, so shut up. Sally turns toward me with a wicked look in her eyes. Okay, Anne, truth or dare? I guess truth? I thought it would have her say it. Oh, what do I want to know? Oh, I got it. How many guys have you seen naked? Probably 4 or 5? Whoa, really? My cousin had little ones. I used to help her change diapers. That totally doesn't count. Too late. You asked your question and I answered it. Sally pouts, but luckily she's too drunk to ask questions like how many kids my cousin had. All right, nice one, Anne. Your turn now. Finally, okay. I choose Isabella. We continue around the circle like that for another few hours. In the morning, I wake up in my own bed, feeling like death is trying out a new drum solo behind my sinuses. I could only vaguely remember making my way back upstairs, but everything feels fuzzy. I head downstairs toward the kitchen for a bit of water, only to find everyone else standing at the bottom of the stairs. I go down to them and look in the same direction and my jaw hits the floor. Don't tell me. We never untied Dominic. Sitting in a chair in the study, silently fuming, Dominic waits to be untied. Not it! Luckily, when it was all over, Rakesh lost the rock, paper, scissors contest. The rest of us were well on our way to Isabella's cafe for some morning coffee before Dominic finally got set free. That was pretty funny. Oh, I'm about to pass out at the cafe. There's such a thing as a Yonkers cheese sandwich. So how are you liking it here, Anne? I knew it'd be fun for you with you here. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself a lot. It's been fun taking all the weird orders that come in. Now you just have to take the final step, the step to becoming a true master of this cafe. Uh-huh. Sure thing, Isabella. Come on, I'm not gonna fall for it. Fall for what? Mastering your chosen craft? Becoming a paragon of this profession? But I mean, aren't we just taking people's orders? Oh, so you want to be average. A C+ type, huh? Okay, never mind then. I've never been average in my life. Let's do this. That's the spirit. Now come stand on this chair. Perfect. Now get up on your toes. Okay, now point that leg out. Are you sure this? Hey, who's the master here? Now put your right index finger on your nose. Point your other finger east. Now, a good hostess should be able to concentrate on customer orders no matter what. So while I run my hands over your smooth and adorable stomach, you concentrate on how you would fill customer orders, okay? Right, let's get started. I don't think that's entirely. Oh my gosh, why you? No, leave my shirt alone. I can concentrate on orders just fine. Just put that. What are you? You guys know I'm back here, right? Just cooking away? Seriously, Isabella, what are you doing? Betty, training. It's done now. Super necessary, though. It is. I get off the chair and shake my head. I can't believe I've been taken advantage of. Next time, better do something else. Yes, that's why I need your help, Anne. I cannot paint all these flowers by myself in one night. I already told you I have plans for the night, though, right? I'd have to skip out on Roxanne. You probably shouldn't be painting these flowers at all, you know. We're in a park, Rakesh. Isn't that illegal? I am nearly positive that it would be viewed as a public service. Unfortunately, I really do have to meet with Roxanne tonight. We have to put the last touches on our final essay scene. Rakesh sighs and puts on a small domino mask. Well, I suppose it cannot be helped then. That boy's going to get into some serious trouble. Still, I don't know if it's worth missing tonight's session with Roxanne. I don't want her to turn on me. I just can't let him go out there on his own. I couldn't live with myself if he did something that got him arrested, and I didn't at least try to stop him or temper it somewhat. This is not what I picked. I quickly fire off a text about canceling our meeting to Roxanne. He flashes me the biggest grin, and I ask which paints we're supposed to be taking. I'm really not sure how he talked me into wearing a mask, but 4 hours later, every flower in the park is painted some virulent striped pattern. The overall effect is actually a little breathtaking, even if it's incredibly farcical. The next morning, the park was mentioned on the news. There was a lot of laughter, and I was mostly just glad the police weren't looking too hard into it. Luckily, the paint came off easily and wasn't actually harmful to the plants. I picked that I wanted to go study with Roxanne, and it was like, right, you want to help Rakesh. At least it did seem to give me some energy. Okay. No, wait. Yeah, I gotta get some energy back. Whatever. New event. Starting to get really nice outside. The weather's been nice and warm lately. This is pretty much the perfect finals week. With spring break only a week away, okay, I am glad that I started working on the spontaneity more. I had a hard time concentrating on my schoolwork. I clap my hands on my cheeks to try to keep my head together. I still have all my finals to take. I can't afford to be distracted now. I've got a book in my lap, but my attention keeps wandering, and I keep staring at the quad around me. That's how I noticed Professor Task walking by me, which got me thinking about his extra credit assignment. I wonder if Roxanne has already gone to see him. I began wondering if I should go see him. The professor is almost through the quad. I can still catch him if I want, but I'm not sure I want to. No. I watch Professor Task disappear into one of the buildings. I really don't want to betray Roxanne. I don't even want the temptation of talking to Professor Task. I really hope Roxanne hasn't betrayed me, but at least I'll know I kept my end up. I return to the book in my lap, but a few minutes later my attention is wandering again. I look up at the building Professor Task went into and see Roxanne coming out. That doesn't bode well, but there's nothing I can do about it. I go back to studying again and just hope for the best. Wait, you want me to do what? Please, Anne. Sally was all worked up about this thing today, and I'm
Worried the scene might get ugly. I'm already stuck in here fielding calls from the housing authority about student involvement.
Apparently, Sally went down to the science building earlier to join a bunch of other students in protesting. What exactly are they protesting?
I don't know. I'm paid to keep you people from burning the house down, not to watch your every movement. Sorry, Anne, it's been a rough week. Can you please go check up on her for me?
I was supposed to have a meeting with my advisor this afternoon. I better go check up on Sally.
Come on, I'll pull some strings and make sure your advisor sees you tomorrow.
Oh, okay, if you're sure you can get it rearranged.
Definitely. Thank you, Anne. I owe you.
I head out the door and over to the science building. When I get there, there's a crowd of maybe 30 people all holding signs and murmuring. The crowd doesn't seem ugly, but they do seem quite disgruntled. I can see a few campus security officers overlooking the crowd. I wonder where Sally is in all this. Are we gonna stand for this? Right on cue, Sally's standing on a box of some kind at the front of the crowd, speaking into a microphone. When I found out they were doing testing on animals here at our school, I sent out the call for action. I'm really happy that you all answered that call, but now we need to send up a different call. A call to stop the atrocities happening right inside this building. The crowd cheers for her, hefting their signs high. I can see the security guards getting restless. A few of them are reaching toward their belts. Of course, the school doesn't allow weapons, so they don't have anything on their belts. Still, it's worrying. I make my way to the front of the crowd and wave to Sally. And that's why we can't stop our clarion call until these monsters have given up all the tests they're doing on animals in there. Are you with me? The crowd cheers again while I try to get Sally's attention. That's what I thought. And if those cowards don't get out here soon, then we're going to bust in there and free those animals ourselves. This is just wrong. The crowd cheers again, even louder this time. The security guards are definitely getting nervous. I frantically wave Sally over as she finally gets off her box. Oh, Anne, hey, I'm so happy you came. I actually came because Dominic asked me to check on you. I didn't even know this was happening. I'm here anyway. Oh, well, I'm so happy you came. How did all this start? Right, you won't believe it. I was on our campus message board, and I read a post that said they were due to begin their testing with animals today. A message board post, really? Yeah, the guy must have been a scientist because he said it was going to be really hard to deal with. He said he was expecting a lot of suffering. Testing on suffering animals? I can't stand for that, Anne. Sally, look, the internet's full of liars. I remember when some post had me convinced that malaria was carried exclusively by 6-year-olds. Are you sure this was true? Well, answer me this. If nothing is happening in there, how come they refuse to let us in and see, huh? Maybe because there are 30 angry people out here? 30 people angry about all the lies. Are you with me or against me here? Nobody had to tell those stupid rent-a-cops that we're perfectly in our rights. Don't you start on me too. Look, Sally, I'm not against you. But all this seems really weird and hasty. Let me look into this a little more. Maybe I can get you some more specific information so you can properly accuse them, okay? Just promise not to charge it until I get back, alright? Alright, fine. Just hurry. I can't stand to think of those animals in trouble. I run home with all my might. I know if I don't hurry, someone's gonna do something stupid. As soon as I get in the door, I hurry up to my room. I know I haven't got much time, so I start searching through the college message boards with fervor. Let's see, here we go. Found the original message. Starting testing on animals today. I hate it. So much suffering that it's all in the name of science. We've got the grant. Better make use of it. What grant is this? I fish through various campus news articles, tracing links and keywords back, till I find the source of the grant and what the research is for. When I do, I slap my palm to my face so hard it actually hurts. I print the article and rush back out the door. I really can't believe this is happening. I'm sure once Sally understands, she'll feel the same way. Back at the protest, I can see I'm just in time. Up in the front of the door of the science building, I can see Sally bullying a short guy with glasses who seems to be from the science building. He seems familiar, but I can't place him right now. I know who it is. This is your last chance, Butch. Come clear about your heinous experiments. I'm telling you, there are no hideous experiments in here. Everything in here is perfectly safe and approved. Oh, like I'm gonna believe you when there's suffering going on. Actually, Sally... Oh, Anne, come on. Let's force this little weasel to open up. Before she can say another word, I shove the article into her hands. She looks at me inquisitively, but starts reading it. Butch leans over the paper and nods in understanding. Oh, yeah, that would pretty much explain what's going on in there. You can see why we don't want to discuss it. Sally turns red as a beet, then turns to the audience with her megaphone up. False alarm, people. Go home. Nothing to see here. Scram. She then drops the microphone and walks up, whispering a quiet thanks to me as she passes me. I hope she gets over this. Her heart was in the right place, but oh well. Butch scratches his head, equally embarrassed, and just wanders back into the building. For my part, I hurry after Sally. Maybe I'll treat her to lunch. And they don't even say what it's about. Okay, my energy did recover a little bit. Not as much as I would like. I brought back to Lab 4Z without further incident. All bodies were burned and casualties kept out of the media? Crazy. Okay, spontaneity goes up. The thing is the thing. I'm a little drunk. I got finals all week, and yet I still feel like I have a ton more studying to do. Everyone in Latin House is hard at work, trying to get their last study suggestions in. Isabella's been locked up in her room since dawn. Sally's barely been outside to walk her dog. Even Rakesh is. As I look into Rakesh's room, I'm actually not sure what Rakesh is doing. Appears to be doing a kind of headstand on his books. Rakesh, I think you get less money from the student bookstore if you ruin a book. Unfortunately, I think I startled Rakesh as he crashes to the ground. I briefly consider running before he recognizes me, which I will do. And the more I consider it, the more that it seems like a good idea. Who's there? I don't say anything and just start to slink off. What he doesn't know can't hurt him. Must have been the wind. That's kind of funny. I breathe a silent sigh of relief and head to my room for some studying. Professor Task's final is grueling. I swear he never even hinted at half of these concepts before. I try to peek at my study partner to see if they're breezing through this, but Roxanne's head is bent down just like everyone else. There's nothing else for it. I'm just gonna have to finish this test out and find out what happens. What would skip it do? Would I just not take the test? That's so weird. Once my test is complete, I walk down to the professor's desk. I try to sneak a peek at Roxanne to see if they're having an easy time or not, but it's impossible to tell. Finished, Anne. Hang around a few moments. We'll discuss the results of our little extra credit experiment. I nod with a bit of apprehension. I'm not really sure I want to know what happened, but I suppose it's all part of the experiment. I return to my desk and busy myself for the remainder of the test time, watching as everyone else slowly hands in their tests. Finally, the only ones left in the room are myself and the others in the extra credit group. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Time to find out which of you will be failing and which will be getting C's. Roxanne looks over at me, raising an eyebrow. I shrug and just look back at the professor. Okay, let's start running through this stuff, shall we? Let's see. Marvin, you failed. Looks like terror came to you pretty quickly. What? This is crap.
They made this model for this guy who hasn't existed until now. Suck it up, sunshine. You little nuts. I watch Marvin run out of the class looking like he spit nails. Okay, who else have we got? Okay, Max, let's see. Oh, good. Both you and Jared gave me some easy tests to grade. You both get C's. Congratulations. Finally, Professor Task looks at me. Looks like you kept the faith, Roxanne. Ah, such loyalty brings a tear to me jaded and uncaring heart. Wait, no, that's heartburn. Anyway, you both took things normally, so I guess I'll actually have to grade your tests. I'll get back to you on your grades, but I assume they'll be fine. I knew that you would make an appropriate partner for me, and we have bested this challenge. I'm glad it all worked out. I'm so glad we partnered up with this. We worked well together. I smile at Roxanne, who actually smiles back for a change. I'm just happy it all worked. I think that's a lot of you here. We'll deal with any other stragglers later. I slump down at my desk, mostly just glad the tension is over when Professor Task's cell phone suddenly breaks the silence. Yes. Well, I put them in a prisoner's dilemma. Well, I'm a sociology professor. Of course it's irrelevant. Well, how was I supposed to know his father was a donor? What's going on? Professor Task is frowning something fierce. Someone's clearly reading in the riot act. What? Oh no, I've got tenure. He can go down. The grade's a stain. I don't get where I am grading papers I'm not allowed to start. Fine, yes, I can make it up to the students somehow. However, but that's my... It's going to... Oh, fine. Professor Tax looks fit to be tied as he puts his cell phone away. So apparently Marvin is a little crybaby and went whining to the dean. 30 minutes later, Roxanne and I are standing in front of the stunned members of Latin House. Seriously? Yeah, apparently the dean corrected something fierce. So to make up for putting us all through that, we all get to use Professor Task's beach house this spring break. We have to pay our own way, and it's the only space. We're getting no amenities, but it's on a private beach, so we'll have a place to ourselves. Oh man, this is gonna be so sweet. I'm gonna get packing. I hope I have a good swimsuit. Did I bring Vegemite? I don't think so, sorry. It's okay, I'll get my friend Jovia to watch him. Woo, spring break! I watch everyone gather excitedly and go off to start packing. Hopefully this will help us forget the ugliness that just happened. We can all have a great time. I don't think I got quite enough spontaneity. And this is... Man. I did not do it. That's frustrating. Look how close I was, too. I needed 6 more spontaneity points. I really tried to grind for it once I realized what I was grinding for. I got plenty of active points. Oh, well. Everyone's packing their stuff. Nobody can stop talking about our trip to the beach house. I'm a little worried that we still have to pay our own way, but I think I've got enough squirreled away. Thankfully, Max's van is big enough to carry us all down there, so we all have to chip in for gas. It's cheaper than a taxi, though. You almost ready? Almost. Just a couple more things. Hey, what do you think of this swimsuit?
Isabella holds up a skimpy two-piece against her shirt. Oh, Isabella, that looks really good on you. I'll bet you turn every head on the beach. You know it, girl. If I don't get at least one guy to walk into a pole out there, this thing is a failure. Anyway, hurry up. We're all itching to get going.
Seriously, you ripped that one on purpose. God, these last 2 miles were hell. You're full of it. Quit trying to blame it on me.
Come on, guys, we're here. It doesn't matter anymore. Our lungs will probably grow back. It's fine. It was a long 15-hour trip, but we finally made it. 15 hours. The beach house sits before us, and the ocean sits just on the other side. It's pretty late. What do we want to do?
Let's get settled into the house first. I want to see what the room situation is like.
So we really are the only ones here all week. Yeah, unfortunately Roxanne and the others had to bow out. They couldn't afford their own transportation. I feel bad, but this place doesn't really look big enough for all of us anyway. Max is right. The house looks pretty cozy. I guess that was Max talking and I just didn't realize. Once we've got the door open and the place scouted, it looks like there are only 3 bedrooms. Each has a king-size bed in it, but still.
Well, I suppose we should split off into pairs. Maybe someone can use the couch out here.
Actually, let's just use 2 of the rooms for 3 people. We can go grill some boys.
What? Why wouldn't we use all the rooms?
Max and Isabella seem to share a quick glance. I'm not sure why she wouldn't want to use all the rooms either, but those 2 seem to have a plan.
Because none of us have already got a pretty good split here. Why mess up all the rooms? Because it's ours for the week?
That means we have to be rude? No, it's much better if we leave one of the rooms empty, so we know that none of the others will be in it.
Where everyone knows that we shouldn't go into that room, especially without knocking.
Dominic looks between Max and Isabella as some kind of realization dawns on his face. I'm just saying, it's a long week. Lots of folks about.
Come on, douchenik, catch the hint already. Yeah, I get it. You 2 are close, but whatever. Fuck.
Isabella and Max high-five as everyone else starts putting their stuff into one of the rooms. Everyone splits up across male or female, setting their stuff down and making their sleeping arrangements. Okay, ladies, let's get set up. How are we for the bed situation? What do you gals think? Hey, I'm okay with a little snuggling. What do you say, Anne? Well, I guess I try not to blush too much. I don't think I'm succeeding. Yes, you'll hump anything you lose, but if anyone's going to be groping me, I'd like them to have the pecker to back it up, thanks. What? That's incredibly insulting. You think I can't get a strap-on short notice? Don't underestimate me. You're so gross, Isabella. How do you expect me to be when I've got you 2 beautiful specimens rooming with me? Tell me you at least brought some nice, revealing swimsuits. Laughing, we each take our bathing suits out of our luggage. Isabel inspects them while nodding her approval. Anyway, let's take turns with the bed. I brought a sleeping bag just in case, so I can take the first floor shift. That's awfully generous of you. Well, I'm told I'm a bed hog, so I guess I was just expecting to get kicked out at some point. We all have a good laugh at that. Alright, let me go get some more blankets from the linen closet, and we'll see if we can't set up a 3rd space here. As Sally leaves, Isabella turns toward me with a wicked grin on her face. Well, I'm a free lady now, Anne. If you're gonna make your move, now's your chance. I mean, you're going to be with 2 beautiful specimens all week. I was joking and you know it. Don't be a downer. I don't know how she didn't like that one. I mean, I imagine you would have reported we would take our time. Isabella laughs deeply at that one. It's always nice to know I can make her laugh. Don't you worry, Anne. I'm sure we'll manage to figure out a chance to take all the time we need. Isabella winks lasciviously at me, and I try not to blush too much. I even manage to wink back before descending into giggles. Okay, I think this will do us. Come on, girls. Let's say we turn in. Tomorrow's probably going to be just as long, if for different reasons. Speaking of just as long, oh my god, Isabella. It's probably another few hours before we drift off to sleep. Ooh, it is a cute swimsuit. Come on, everyone, that beach isn't gonna lie all over itself. First one there gets to rub the suntan lotion on my back. Everyone's up and dressed for some fun on the beach. Sally cooked us up some great vegan pancakes for breakfast. I'll have to admit, I'm looking forward to spending the day on the beach. Our first day here, we basically just went into the nearby town and picked up supplies. We found a nice little outlet mall. Sally and Dominic wanted to look through it a bit. So we ended up spending our day in town just enjoying the local flavor. The day is promising to be some fun on the beach. The sky is clear and water was warm. I can't wait. It is really beautiful out here. Makes the stress of this last quarter just melt away. We've got our own private beach, which means I don't feel nearly as self-conscious about walking around in my swimsuit. Everyone else is just as undressed as I am. Sometimes it feels like I'm in some kind of model's dorm. I don't feel as much like an outsider anymore. Rakesh and Sally are looking out over the water. Looks like they're thinking about going in first. No, Rakesh, you're not going to be able to snorkel in here. It's too shallow. I suppose looking at it, you may be right. Still, I would like to explore and see. Max and Dominic are setting up a net of some kind a little ways off. Meanwhile, I'm putting on some sunscreen under a nice beach umbrella Isabella had. I've got a few good books out here, and I'm looking forward to relaxing and reading more. No, it has to be on the third rung, you dumbass. Otherwise, it's going to be too low. The net, not a limbo stick.
Shut up, jackass. If you don't get it straight, we won't be doing anything with it.
Ooh, Rakesh, shake that pretty ass, boy. Hey, Isabella. Come on, Rakesh. Let's see how deep it goes out there. Watch out for Undertow, you two. It's nice to have the whole house out here, getting along and enjoying the beach. It almost feels like we've got our own nice little family. A few hours later, everyone's gathered around the deck table with another great lunch properly finished off.
Thanks for the meal, Rakesh. That was great.
Yeah, man, good job. I'm enjoying that grill. We may have to fire that up today. Oh, he said, and eyeing that grill. You got charcoal, right? Yeah, and some hamburger and veggie patties. That sounds delicious, too. I'm gonna have stopping myself silly this week. Well, then we're just gonna have to exercise that much harder. True, we should go do something now. Hey, let's put that volleyball net to good use. What do you folks say? I'm game.
Let's do it. I'll lead one team.
Don't you get enough trying to herd cats being RA?
I'm not going to stop until I whip you into shape.
The rest of us decide it's not worth it to argue with him and let him lead one of the teams. Sally volunteers to lead the other one. The two confer for a few moments before turning to us with their team selections.
Okay, we discussed what seemed fair. For the teams, it's me, Rakesh, and Anne for Team 1. For Team 2, it's Sally, Isabella, and any stray hobos they can pick up.
Sally elbows down the windows. Come on, Max, Isabella, let's clobber these suckers. I laugh as Isabella and Max make their way to Sally. Meanwhile, Dominic calls Rakesh and I over to make 2 our side of the net for a strategy.
Okay, we're going to be a trap. They're going to think you're our weakest link.
I am not really very physical. I hope I'll be okay.
That's good. Look like you don't think you can.
That way they'll keep the ball coming in. Meanwhile, Rakesh and I will know exactly where the ball is going. And we can compensate. Brilliant job.
When the ball does come to you, try to set it. That way we can complete for points. think you got a shot, though. Take it. I've got confidence in you.
Dominic looks pleased with himself as Rakesh and he clasp hands.
Victory is already smaller in their eyes.
Well, I can only chuckle and hope I don't drag them down too much. Are you chumps ready for the fire?
Don't get too cocky, Missy. You've got brawn and brains to spare.
You mean you've gone spare? We have spare tires in our brains. Everyone looks at Rakesh for a moment, but decides to let it pass.
Let's say we make this interesting, folks. Oh, what are you thinking?
Let's say the winning team gets out of cleaning duties for the rest of the trip. Oh yes, I will enjoy all my extra free time. Ah, you wish. Dominic flashes a quarter out of a pocket and flips it. He points to me and says to call it. Luckily, Tails doesn't fail me, and it's our turn first. Dominic tosses me the ball. Looks like it's my serve. I know I'm not the athlete Dominic or Rakesh are, but I'd like to think I can at least hold my own. I toss the ball and give it a good serve straight at Max. He seems startled at first, but recovers quickly enough to set the ball. Sally runs in under it and spikes it past Rakesh's desperate defense.
Oh, nice effort, team. We're not licked yet.
We rotate positions with Dominic serving this time. He tosses the ball and does a jump serve right to Isabella. Isabella laughs as she easily returns the ball back over the net. We get a couple of good volleys in. Rakesh almost spikes one home, but the last-minute dive by Sally saves it. Rakesh sends a wide bump over toward Max. He catches it easily, but his teammates are nowhere near, so he sends it back over the net. Right at me. Maybe I can score. The other team sees the ball coming toward me and starts to bunch in. Their patronizing will be their downfall. I get under the ball and bump it forward with all my might. The other team can only watch surprised as the ball sails over their heads, landing just inside the lines before it skitters off in the sand. Damn, nice one, Anne. Congrats. I'll grab the ball. Another half an hour later, we're all feeling hot and sweaty, but it's been great exercise. Sally's team has scored 13 to Dominic's 13. We're getting really close to match point. It's my serve again. I have a chance to maybe end the game right here since we're only playing to 15. Now, where to serve it this time? I look over the other team and decide to mark Isabella. I'll admit I haven't had a great track record with my serves, but I've been doing all right. This time, though, I watch the ball sail right into a perfect set. Isabella gets it over to Max, who spikes it home despite the last-minute dive from Dominic. Sorry. I'd love to say that our match had an epic final point, but it really didn't. The serve went up just fine, even had a few volleys, but the last minute Dominic went for a simple bump and slipped in the sand. The ball landed harmlessly to his right, and Sally's team had scored the final point. Everyone laughed and cheered as the final point was scored. Molly and Isabella rush over to give Max a victory hug. He tries to hide it, but he's enjoying the hell out of himself. I wonder if this will make a difference. I rear back and get the serve going. Sally is my target this time. I've been holding my own in this match, I think, but I can see this serve is wonky the second the ball leaves my hands. Sally sees it too and gets right under it. She bumps it right to Isabella, who easily spikes it toward the opposite side of the net.
Don't worry, no big deal.
I'd love to say that our match had an epic final point, but it really didn't. The serve went up just fine and even had a few volleys, but at the last second, okay, it's all the same. Let's try Max. I size up the other team as I toss the ball in the air. With a loud thwack, I send the ball straight at Max. Unfortunately, it's a little too straight at Max, as in straight at his face. He tries to get his hands up in time, but the ball just ends up bouncing off his wrists and hitting the ground. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
It's fine, I'm fine.
It would have been more dramatic if the last point had been some epic struggle, but it really wasn't. The ball was served normally, we even managed to volley a few times. Then without a warning, Sally went in for a set and stumbled in the sand. The ball bounced off her exposed legs and rolled out of bounds. We'd made the last point. Everyone laughed as cheers as the final point was scored. Rakesh and Dominic rush over to give out high fives. I grab their hands and we jump a little for having won our game. My
definitely cheated, but the game makes it super easy because you can just scroll back and pick again. Well, looks like I'll be cooking with extra dishes tonight. I will have much more free time now that you losers are doing the cleaning. Nice work, everyone. It was a good game. Okay. The final tally was Dominic's 15 to Sally's 13. I wandered over to the water and took a few moments to stretch. It's a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to see what the rest of the week will hold. The last few days have been incredible. I've been hanging out with my friends on and off the beach. It's probably been the best vacation of my life. Quiet time to read, gentle lapping waves, laughter of friends. I can hardly believe it. It's all the more disappointing that tomorrow we have to pack up and head back to the dorm. Still, I've got one more day to spend here, and I'm going to make sure it's the best capper yet. I think everyone's had the same thought, actually. After Dominic made everyone breakfast, we all split up to sort of do our own thing. I've gotten a good breakfast and a good shower in. Now I just need to figure out what to do with my day. I walk out onto the deck and take a brief moment to watch over the waves. It's beautiful here. I could see why Professor Tax bought it and why he wanted to keep it to himself. What did everybody go to do? I think Rakesh went to the garage. He's probably painting something and shouldn't in there he shouldn't be. Isabella probably went to go fall asleep on the beach. Dominic went for a jog along the beach. He said he'd been too lax this week. I'm pretty sure Max took the van into town to get it gassed up for the return trip. I know that the last quarter of the year is coming up. I probably won't have another chance to get some good alone time with someone. If I don't make something now, nobody's going to have time to try to make it happen later. I walk outside and head toward the beach. There's a nice stretch between some high rock outcroppings that Isabella fell in love with almost immediately. As I come around the wall, I can see her laying out on her blanket under the umbrella. Hey, Isabella. Hey, Anne, what's up? Nothing, really. Just thought I'd come hang out with you. Sure, sit on down. You bring a book with you? No, I've still got time to read on the trip home. It's so nice out here. Isabella smiles beamingly up at me and pats the spot on the blanket next to her. I take a seat next to her, looking out over the water. Together we talk for a while until the sun gets it to be a bit too much. Then we pack up and make our way back inside. Yeah. Oh my god, how are you supposed to do it? How are you supposed to do it? How are you supposed to get these stats? That's crazy. Okay. There we go. I don't think it's possible to get to 300 now. Oh wait, my energy's way up. Okay, let's do it. Hey Anne, I heard Kappa Kappa Beta is throwing a good party tonight. We should head out of here and see what's going on. And see, I just needed one more round in the pub before that spring break trip, and I would have had it. No, we don't have any vindaloo. Look, I don't care how much you fancy a kebab. Go home, you're drunk.
Like I now understand that I have to get much more serious about being laser focused on Isabella to get that ending. I might still be able to get the I know this bed is just a cheap single, but after a long day it feels fantastic. The last quarter has barely begun and I'm already feeling blown out. I even made it home before everyone else. Having the place to myself, the place is never this quiet. It's definitely time to catch up on some sleep. I pull the covers up and snuggle down. No regrets here. Okay. And then it just ended. That's a half calf, some saf. You want the whip? No? Okay, Isabella, give me a blue troll. Yay, it was fun. About stairs. Give me the strongest you got, stupid loot rolls. Oh, hey, Ann, come on, I'm biting. We're out of cakes. Black coffee it is. I'm not really sure what I want to do tonight. I should probably get some work done, but it's Saturday and I feel like taking a little time to myself. I respectfully request that you back off. With all due respect, please stay away from me. I turn for a moment, wondering if Rakesh is talking to me, but I don't think he is. He's got a notebook in one hand and he's tapping it with a pen in the other. Seems to be considering what he wants to write down. He looks up from his notebook and catches me looking at him. Oh, welcome home. I must tell my parents how I feel, if possible, without telling them how I feel. He looks at me as though I've got the answers hidden in my back pocket. I'm not sure what to tell him. Well, but I couldn't possibly hope to understand all the feelings you would need to put into a letter like that. I know you could do it, Rakesh. Do your best. Rakesh nods at me with a mixture of disappointment and bewilderment in his eyes. He turns and walks away upstairs. I can't help but feel like I've dodged a bit of a bullet there. I really don't want to get in the middle of Rakesh's family squabble. Okay. I still need to boost my physical. It just sucks because it's like the activities are at the same time. Like wall climbing is at the same time. Oh, wait, actually, I can do wall climbing here. But during the week, wall climbing is at the same time as pub time in the evening. So there. Okay, good. Then I can start. I mean, it's not very much physical activity, but College Farm would be good for that. But I'm gonna stick with cafe for now. Because the spontaneous stat is the one I have to build the fastest. Man, this really sucks that I screwed this up. I mean, I'm still having fun with it. It just sucks that I missed that scene because of that. As I sit in my room, I find myself staring at the ceiling. It's been a good year so far. Had a lot of fun, gotten used to college life. But as I think about what I've got done this year, I can't help but feel like I haven't really made a lot of progress on my greater goals. I mean, I came to college to get away from my surroundings, to get out of my comfort zone. I guess I've done that a bit. I feel like I've gotten more confident, but I still feel so shy. It kind of terrifies me, but I feel like I have to do something big, really get something going. Maybe if I can feel like I've truly left my old life behind, like I'm really ready to claim this new life I'm leading. Okay, let's do it. I call up Carmen, and 20 minutes later she's in my room as we discuss what I can do. Oh, I've got it. You know what you need to do, Annabelle? You need to throw a party. What? No way. How would I throw a party? I wouldn't even know where to begin. Exactly. You're trying to cement the new you, right? The best way to do that and really break out of your shell? Throw a killer party. See, now their models look the right sizes. That other scene, Carmen's model was huge for some reason. Anyway. I think you're right. Of course I'm right. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. We'll have to find a space to hold it in and figure out who to invite. We can't just have it here? And what, invite your housemates? That's not very far out of your comfort zone, Annabelle. Come on, think big with me. Okay, you're right. You're going to help me though, right? Of course. You don't have to do this alone. I'm right here with you. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you so much, Karkar. Oh, we're going to need some entertainment, too. Yeah, I may go back to this. Probably on my own time. I'm just going to finish this one run on stream. But I may go back to this one and see if I can just grind those stats really hard and be able to see the beach scene. But anyway, let's do the entertainment. I'm sure I can think of something fun to do for people. Well, not to put too fine a point on it, Allybelle, but don't you know a rock star? Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a good idea. Of course it is. Think of some other stuff to do, though, okay? Definitely. Oh, Karkar, this is going to be so much fun. I know. Terrifying, but fun. Carmen and I hug as we squeal over our plans. This really will be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what happens. Learning. I give a stretch after another long day of classes. I'm looking at the stairs, thinking how nice it's going to be back in my room. On my way up, I hear Sally and Isabella arguing. I can't tell what it's about, but I can see Max standing between them. I breathe a silent sigh of relief. Mom always warned me about bad boys. Once I'm back in my room, I put on some headphones and get back to my business. Okay. Sometimes it's just like nothing happened. Oh wow, I actually have full energy for a second. I probably need to study more. I don't know what my grades are supposed to be up to. Isabella, I don't even know what that said. It's still early in the quarter. Not sure what to expect from Professor Merriweather. Feel it should at least be entertaining. All right, if you're in this class, you'll probably got the basics down. which means it's time to start getting serious. Now, normally we do this sort of thing in a lab, but today is special for two reasons. Number one, some brain genius decided to mix glycerin with KMNO4 in our labs, meaning there's now an opportunity for alternative environment lab. Secondly, the morgue is full and my contact is on the cheap. As soon as she says that, one of the professor's TAs walks into the room pushing a cart with a blanket over it, and a suspiciously body-shaped lump under the blanket. This is a 103 class. I'm pretty sure we're not up to this stuff yet. As soon as I see the look of glee on the professor's face, though, I know we're going to do this. Alright, better question. Who wants to make the first incision? Don't worry, he's dead. He complains very little. Around the room, everyone seems unsure of what to do with this. A few hands tentatively go up. Come on, you won't get a chance like this for another 2 or 3 years. Professor Merriweather, are you sure this conforms to regulations? I'm sorry, I thought this was biology. Apparently, it's intro to law. Well, as it turns out, I've probably got a degree in that too, so how about you shut up? As a matter of fact, looks like someone just volunteered to take the first cut. The professor stares at me as the entire rest of the class turns to look at me with a mixture of amusement and horror. I wait a few moments to see if the professor is going to change her mind, but I finally stand up and walk down to the front of the class. Here you go, Captain Rules. How about you choose our lesson plan for the day? Pick a spot. We'll examine whatever you cut up. The professor hands me some plastic gloves, which I put on as she stands there staring at me. She then hands me a scalpel and I look at the body. Luckily the TA left his face and lower half covered. I walk over to the corpse and try to figure out what I'm going to do. This is crazy. Okay, take a deep breath and then examine the chest of the cadaver. I'm not sure what area I want to examine. Heart, lungs. He's not getting any deader, kid. Just pick something. Finally, make a deep incision just below his right lung, pulling the knife around to make a good flap. That's better. Alright, looks like we're looking at the lungs today. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the lack of blood. It's because they drain these things, and because I'm not a complete idiot. The professor looks at me just standing there and makes shooing motions. I slowly return to my seat as Professor Merriweather begins her lecture properly. I can't believe she had me do that. It wasn't my favorite, but it was still a fascinating learning opportunity. I don't know what I got out of that. Maybe my grades went up. I do hereby solemnly swear that I will obey my lord and mistress Isabella and all. Isabella, are you sure this new employees have to take this oath? Yay! Okay, now I finally I've got my energy up a little bit. It's got a good beat and I can dance to it. Okay, spontaneous is up to 200. I think we're doing okay. Now, yeah. Now that my energy is so high, I can afford to work a little bit. Who's awesome? I'm awesome. Alright, here you go. Don't ask me where we got the filet mignon. Also, don't ask me how we got rid of the rats. Maybe just avoid questions in general. Yee. I am starving. Luckily, the cafe is on the way home. A nice sandwich sounds perfect about now. I open the door, see Isabella, and wave hello. She smiles, but she seems to be busy. As I'm sitting down with my food, I notice Chad coming in. This might get ugly. I ducked out of my seat a bit. I don't want to cause a scene. I certainly don't want to antagonize the football player. I'm sure he wouldn't do anything violent, but still, there's no need to cause a ruckus. Besides, if Isabella needs me, I want to be here. Luckily, Isabella doesn't notice him at first and keeps serving other customers. Finally, after a few moments, I hear Chad clearing his throat loudly.
Hey, Isabella. I don't have to get a word or nothing.
I don't see why you should get a word in. Do you honestly feel like there's something to say? Because I don't particularly.
Come on, don't be like that, baby. Look, I'm sorry I screwed up. Doesn't mean we can't have some good times, right?
You really think that's all it's going to take? Isabella sets down the tray she was carrying with enough force that the sound echoes through the whole cafe. We're over, you bastard. You had your chance at greatness, and you frickin' blew it. Now scuttle off and leave me be.
Come on, baby. I'm not the only one missing out. We had some good times, right? I made some mistakes, sure, but I'm coming to you on my knees here.
Oh, are you? Really? Because you look like you're standing perfectly well to me. You don't even have flowers or chocolates or anything. You're not even trying. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad you didn't bring me flowers. I'd hate to think you wasted your money. We're done here?
Come on, you think you could do better than me? Just forgive me already.
Are you kidding? I could find a better man than you out behind the dumpsters. Dad turns red in anger for a moment.
You kidding me? The best thing that ever happened to you.
She doesn't need help. No, Chad. The best thing that ever happened to me was finding out early that you were a boneheaded, selfish asshole without a lick of sense to you. If you had any of those, you wouldn't have treated me the way you did. So why do you think I want to have anything to do with your ridiculous ass?
Look, I'm just saying
You're just saying, hey sucker, I want to treat you like a possession and a sex toy. Why don't you go back in my pocket where you belong? Here's a hint, because I'm none of those things. And the fact that you probably, even now, don't understand that is why we will never, ever be together again. Chad looks completely stunned by Isabella's tirade. He's just standing there slack-jawed. I'm sick of you taking up my air, jack off. I'm going to the back. If you're still here when I get back, you're going to be the sorriest sack of crap in this whole school. Isabella stalks off to the back, completely ignoring Chad. For his part, Chad just shakes his head and turns to leave. He can't muster a quip or line. He's been completely defeated. A few minutes later, Isabella comes out of the back and spots me still sitting there. Oh man, you saw that, huh? What an asshole, am I right? I just smile and nod. Thanks for not butting in. I hate it when people try to fight my fights for me. Well, you're a very strong woman, Isabella. I knew you'd be fine. Well, thanks anyway. You full? No, I'll grab you something good. Sounds great. I knew that would be a mistake to butt in. Smitty, that was an incredible dish. You have outdone yourself. And with nothing but the contents of an instant oatmeal package? Well done. Learning, learning, learning. The access code to the faculty swimming pool? Well, I guess it's my duty to copy it down. Score. I guess I kind of thought that you might need these other stats for something, but it seems like you kind of don't. You only need the stat for the one romantic interest you're angling toward. Okay, I think I've gotten enough studying done for one evening. Now I think it's time to start thinking about my party again. I need to figure out what kind of entertainment we're going to have. Yeah, I've been writing up notes for planning ever since that first night. Carmen said it best when she said I know a rock star. It's just a question of asking him. I know Max is a friend, but it still feels a little weird asking him for a semi-professional favor like this. I knock on Max's door and organize my pitch as he opens the door. Oh, Anne, what's up? I figured to be studying tonight. I'm not sure how to ask this, but, well, how would you like a gig? This is gonna be one of those pretend to be my boyfriend while my parents are in town thing. I'm gonna pass. I'm trying to throw a party. It's not a party unless you have entertainment. And I don't know anyone more entertaining, and it would be really nice if you would play for me. Whoa, slow down. We both laugh as I try to compose myself. Alright, let's talk a couple of specifics. Real party or just a couple of friends? You gonna pay us? I assume you want the whole band, not just me and a guitar. What kind of people are you inviting? Real party. I can try to pay a bit. And yes, the whole band. It's not just going to be a couple friends, but it's not like I'm looking to invite the whole campus or anything. Well, once people get wind that I'm playing. Alright, Anne, you've got a deal. I'll call Memphis and we'll get things ready. You have the rest of the details sorted? Not yet, but we'll let you know more when we know. Max and I shake hands on it, and I head back to my room, dialing up Carmen as I go. Hey, Anne, good timing. Straight back from my guy. We've got a place. Oh, perfect. Max said yes, so we've got the entertainment. Alright, so we've got the basics. We should probably have more entertainment than just the band, but we can put that together as we go. Exactly. Now we just need to figure out who we're inviting. Yeah, Max asked who we'd be inviting too. We probably don't want to take an ad out in the paper, but we want to get the word out enough that people know what's going on. I think I know who to ask about it. Give me a bit of time to consider it. Okay, you want me to ask around for other attendees? I don't know how I'm going to do actually inviting all the people I know I want to have come to my party. I'd love it if you could invite a few of your friends. Might also help fill out the roster a bit. Oh, please, flattery won't get you anywhere. Well, maybe somewhere. Flattery will only get you mostly there. Sounds like we're well on our way. We could do it, Annabelle. Yeah, I think we're well on our way to a fabulous batch. Nobody can stop me. Woo, top of the wall. It's great up here. Okay, week 20. Energy is still 79. Unfortunately, yeah. Okay. I think I need to switch one of these to wall climbing. Because spontaneous is rocketing up pretty fast, but I also need to get my active up. I'm not even sure it's possible to get my stats high enough before the appointed hour. But you must discover them. Let's try it. I snag a good seat prepared for another class. I sometimes can't believe they still let Professor Task teach here. I guess that's the power of tenure. I wonder what he's going to get into today. All right, you little money sack, sit down. Let's get this started. Everyone quiets down, settling in their seats. The professor turns on a projector and starts displaying slides. The slides seem to be displaying a countryside, a few buildings dotted. As he progresses through the slides, we see a bunch of people standing in front of buildings and posing. Professor, are we just looking at your vacation slides? What's your point? I am trying to get to a point if certain nosy know-nothings would stop interrupting. I sit back in my seat, not believing we're actually looking at a professor's vacation slides. Oh, I'm sorry, Anne. Is my lecture boring you? I actually like to give a better grade. Come on, get down here. I stand up from my desk, walking down to stand in front of the professor. He looks down at me with that stern glare in his eyes. I've had my eye on you for a while now, Anne. I've been watching you and hoping that you would blossom into the full and glorious student I know you could be. I look quizzically at the professor. I had no idea he had such an interest in me. His smoldering brown eyes are boring a hole into me. Well, I wanted to do my best for you, Professor. I know you did, That was part of my joy. Watching you, knowing that you were so eager to please me, and that I was so eager to teach. Suddenly, Professor takes me into his arms. You are the one for me, Anne. You are the one who can take my instruction, and I only teach pleasure. When I'm done, you will know pleasure and how to please better than any other person before you. The professor hugs me close, looking down into my eyes. Will you complete me, Anne? Will you be the pupil I need to complete this circle? I can feel warmth creeping up my neck. I bury my head in the professor's coat. No? I'm sorry, Professor Task, but I love you, but you haven't won my heart. The professor pushes me harshly away from him, throwing an arm across his face. Fine. I thought that you could be the one, but no. You are just like all of the others. You will never be complete without me, Anne. You fool! But I must admit, I will never be complete without you. From under his jacket, the professor pulls a long knife. The glass gasps as he puts the point to his chest just over his heart. If I cannot have you, then I do not want anyone. Regrets only one thing. That I wasted my time loving a waste like Anne. Professor Task pulls the dagger away. I turn my head, not wanting to watch. As the dagger plunges toward his breast, I hear a scream from the back. No, all is not lost, Professor. You don't have to do this. I don't. No, you really don't. Oh, I thought. Yes, I know, but you don't. You can always kill Anne if you need to kill someone. A great idea. Here, take my spear. I look in horror as the professor and Roxanne begin approaching me with daggers bared. I can't run. I can't hide. And they're getting closer. They're almost on top of me. With a start, I lift my head off my desk. I can't believe I fell asleep. What the hell was that dream? And that's why you should always be aware of what kind of cheese you're buying in foreign countries. See, I told you I was getting to a point. Okay. I should probably change that nap to studying next time. Time's running short to get my plans in motion. Time to start getting invites out, which of course means figuring out who to invite. I just hope Isabella can help me. Yeah. I head down the hall, formulating my game plan as I go. I knock on Isabella's door, idly playing with my hair as I listen to her footsteps approaching. Oh, hey, Anne, not studying tonight? Come on in. Oh, I've got some studying to do later tonight, but I need to ask you about something first. Sure, anything. Well, to make a long story short, I'm going to be throwing a party, and I wanted to make sure you were invited. Oh, thank you, Anne. That's 2 surprises in one night. Are you just inviting the roommates? Yeah, I'm just asking the housemates. Carmen is getting some other people. It's everything I can do just to host the event. Well, that hardly seems fair. If it's your gig, shouldn't you be making the calls? Oh well, I'll just keep my address book to myself. I really am trying. I'm just teasing, it's fine. Do you have some entertainment for us? Yeah, Max is going to be playing. Carmen suggested we also get a ping pong table for beer pong. Maybe a tournament? Oh, that sounds like fun. Have you started advertising at all? No, I don't think I will. I mean, I'm not looking to get the whole campus involved. Fair enough. You just want beer? You want to have like a full-on bar? Nothing like a mixed drink to get the party going. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I know we were thinking about getting a bit of alcohol, but a bartender would be pretty interesting. It can be a little expensive, but yeah, it can be good stuff. Though it can also lead to things getting a little wild. After all, harder alcohol than that. If you want it, I know a guy who doesn't card. Hopefully people will like it. I'm sure he'll be great. He knows how to entertain while he bartends. Great. Isabella thinks for a moment, then writes down a note for me. There you go. Just email and let her know what's going on. Okay, that some of these scenes cut like really hard suddenly. I mean, it seems okay. Learn. Task is to slip us the next. Remember every line from his disbarment. Something we don't enter. Okay. I kind of wish you could click through these at your own pace, because also, like, waiting for them is annoying. But it would be nice to be able to stop and read the whole thing. I don't know if we've got things in the back to make grinders. I could get you the pepper mill. Would that be okay? Spontaneous is almost up to 300. I'm sleeping in today. Hey, we should try doing a tandem sometime. You've got a lot of skill. Back in my room at last. Just as by putting my keys on my desk, there's a knock at my door. You have to help me. They have outwitted me. I stand with my keys in hand, staring at Rakesh. Who's outwitted you? My parents. They're going to be video calling me in 20 minutes. Oh? So, the letter I wrote them, they're not coming, but they still want to check up on me. You have to help me. I look down at the keys in my hand for a moment before answering. Okay, he's desperate. All right, Rakesh, what do you want to do? I mean, it's just a phone call. It's not like they can hurt you through the phone, even if it's a video conference. I don't know. I'm convinced that I'm okay, and there's no need to worry, and I'm still on the medical track. What exactly did you tell them in your letter? Well, I told them that I was in a halfway house for diseased college students. It was part of my learning process for becoming a doctor. I told them that I was safe because I'd been inoculated, but that they should not come at all. That is ridiculously far-fetched, Rakesh. This is why I asked for your help, man. All right, sorry. Okay, so what do you want to do? I'm quite glad you asked. 15 minutes later, Rakesh is standing in front of his laptop with a webcam attached. We're sitting in my room, mostly because it looks like, at least like a bomb went off in and out of all the rooms in the house. Rakesh has strewn various charts and graphs around the room, and I'm lying in bed with a cold compress on my head. Not to mention a rather hastily put together paint job that's supposed to make me look like a sick person, but mostly just makes me look like a Martian. Do you really think this is going to work? It must, Anne. I think we can pull this off, together. Just a few moments later, his video conferencing software bleeps at him, and Rakesh hurriedly tucks me into the bed. Okay, here we go. Remember, I am the competent medical student. You are my patient. I moan in a sickly fashion, and Rakesh gives me a thumbs up. A video screen pops up on his computer. I could just barely make out the blurry image of Rakesh's parents. I quickly lay my head back down, though, so I look more like I'm resting. Rakesh says something in Urdu that I assume is a greeting. His parents say something back. Are you sure? I do not mind. I've not had much chance to speak my native tongue lately. His parents say something back, and Rakesh just nods, continuing in English. This is my office where I keep my computer. As you can see, I have a patient here right now, so I cannot talk too loudly. Oh yes, this very moment, one such as I, who has moved so well along the path, you're earning my doctorate. I must prove my skills after all. I try not to roll my eyes, he's really overselling it. Oh no, my patient is very comfortable, I'm sure. After all, I do my best to attend to their needs whenever they arise. Whenever they arise! Crap that with my cue. I cough loudly, moaning in a sickly fashion and trying to roll around. Just a moment, I will be right back. Oh, I feel so very terrible. So terribly, terrible. I don't feel good, I mean, not good at all. Rakesh glares at me for a moment while he pretends to check my charts. I try not to laugh. I feel a little bad about the hammy acting. Finally, Rakesh attaches alright. A sphygomanometer to my arm like he's trying to take my blood pressure. Oops. While putting the chest piece of a stethoscope against my nose. Neck. I try to moan a little bit, but I don't think that's how these are supposed to be used. Oh my goodness, your pressure is 190/24 and your fever is 55 degrees Celsius. You must push your fluid stat. I am so sorry, Father, Mother, but I will have to call you back another time. My patient here may be collapsing. I gurgle a little and fall limp. I really hope this helps, though part of me really hopes it doesn't. These kind of theatrics can't last forever. But what do you mean, what am I doing? Give it to a patient, as we in medical training do. Of course this is real. What else could it be? Let's try lying first. Oh man, Rakesh, thank you so much, but I've got to get going. Thanks for your help too, Mr. and Mrs. Venkatasan. I almost freeze whenever the room looks at me like I'm a crazy person. I have to power through this. Wait, Rakesh, you told them they were helping me, right? Rakesh shakes his head slowly, still confused. Oh, I can't believe you trusted my performance that much. Sir, ma'am, sorry for the weirdness. I'm a theater major. Rakesh promised to help me practice a scene where I'm playing a patient. It's so much easier with all his medical training. He said he'd tell you two about this to help make it more real. Your son's been invaluable in my research, what with all his medical knowledge. I can't understand what his father is saying, but it sounds like he's asking him if I'm a crazy person. Yes, it's true. Sorry, I wanted her to believe that her acting had gotten that good. If the tone of his father's voice is to believe, my acting hasn't gotten that good. Then his mother asks something and Rakesh suddenly blushes. No, she is my friend, but not. Rakesh's mother raises an eyebrow questioningly, but then puts on an arm on Rakesh's father's arm. Oh, yes, I suppose I should call back another time. We can arrange something else, or I can write a more detailed letter. Some other time. And then, I cannot believe that worked. Thank you, Anne. You have saved me. I thought I had lost it. You're going to have to tell them eventually, you know. I mean, one day they're not going to have a degree and they're going to have questions. I know, but now we have succeeded. Come, I will make you dinner to celebrate. I sigh, but smile. Together we head down to the kitchen to whip something up. Interesting. Now we have reached the next week. Okay. This should be the last week of... Okay, with the energy at 93, I'm changing this to a study session. I know the professor said volume 3, but can I just skip to volume 4 and read a synopsis or something? Okay, give me a call tomorrow. We could talk a bit more, okay? Okay, actually, are you busy tonight? I gotta meet Elizabeth for some chemistry notes, but I'm free later. Awesome. I feel like having a night out. I'll meet you at the cafe at 7. Sounds perfect. See you then. I wave goodbye for now and start thinking about what we should do tonight. Oh crap, yeah, I've got a paper I have to finish for Professor Merriweather's class. I text Carmen as I walk back home. Luckily, she forgot hers too, so I don't feel so bad. Random. All right. After this, I should be able to start focusing activeness. Because I have a feeling that the pub and these last few things will be enough. Tonight's the big night. Everything I've worked for comes down to tonight. Okay, I think we got everything ready for tonight. Max is ready. We've got a lot of attendees. Now we just need to handle the bill. We're about to go down and put our check-in on for the hall tonight. It's just time to make sure our money's ready. Yep, definitely. Of course, it's not too late to call it a day. Could we just get your friends together at the house and have a quiet drink together? We'd be disappointing a lot of people, though. I know. I'm just hoping you don't feel trapped. I want you to have fun today. Your own party, after all. No need to feel stressed. A few hours later, I'm standing in a rented party hall, watching everything get set up. Max and his band are on the stage getting their sound check done. Everything's sounding great. Our bartender is setting up his wares over in the far corner. He seems like an entertaining guy, so hopefully he will be good for the party. Carmen is supervising the ping pong tables being set up and making sure the keg goes to the right spot. Carmen, this is an official building. Is it, okay that we're serving alcohol here? Oh, don't worry so much. I know the lady who does the paperwork for this place. We have a deal. As long as they don't see it, it didn't happen. We're in the clear as long as nobody calls the cops. I won't be calling them, will you? Fair enough, fair enough. I spend the next 20 minutes or so all over the hall making sure everything is set up properly. Man, anything I can help with? Oh, Sally, I don't think I've got anything right now. Can you make sure the band is going to be ready? We're going to be opening the doors soon. What do you think, Bob? I chuckle embarrassedly. I'm not even sure when she came in. She's probably just here to visit her boyfriend before the show. Sure enough, she runs over to Memphis, planting a kiss on him before giving him a thumbs up. Before giving me a thumbs up. At least I know the band will be ready. Finally, it's time to open the doors. You ready, Annabelle? Yes, I'm gonna be, Car. Alright, close the curtains. You've got 20 minutes until curtain max. Oh, I see. He waves and nods as the curtains close. I take a deep breath and finally open the doors. Punctuation is important. That really threw me off. The line is down the block. It takes us a while, but we finally manage a system to get people in. At last, the line at the door starts to die down, and I figure it's about time to start the main event. I gather up my courage and grab the MC's mic. You can do it, Annabelle. I smile at her and head up onto the stage. Looking out over the sea of expectant faces makes me more than a little nervous. I can't believe they actually all came to a party I'm throwing. Finally, I steel myself. This is what I came to college for. This is why I left my home city and traveled out here, so that I could break out of my shell. I could stand in front of a crowd like this and not die of shyness and embarrassment. But greetings, everyone. I'm Anne, your host for this evening. I'm so glad you could all come to my party. There's a smattering of polite applause, not much enthusiasm, but I just grin and soldier on. I know a lot of you are freshmen like me, and we're getting toward the end of our very first year of college. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so glad that I could share it with all of you, even if I don't necessarily know you just yet. Hopefully by the end of that evening, that'll be different.
Point is, we still have a long way to go, and I for one am so happy that I've had all my friends to help me out so far. I just know that together we can support each other and do even better in the years to come. The crowd cheers and yells for me. It's probably the most touching thing I've heard all year. I try my best not to let the emotions overtake me, smiling at the crowd. So without further ado, allow me to present the first of the evening's entertainment. Another freshman, just like us, Back Alley Flash. I step back, gesturing toward the curtain as it opens. Max steps up to the mic, looking over the crowd. Hey, give a hand to our hostess, everyone. Now let's do this party right. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Max's band sets in for their first number. The crowd starts getting into it. For the next 45 minutes, they play their hearts out, filling the room with great music. About halfway through, there's a bit of a rumble over near the bar. I grab a couple of the bigger guys, and we luckily manage to calm it down before it gets too heated. Luckily, it seems to just spur everyone else on. The bartender even makes it part of his show. I take a pretty heavy sigh of relief there. As the band plays, the audience gets dancing. I try not to get in the way, cutting my way through the crowd, trying to find people I definitely know. I dance with a few people, mostly just trying to find someone I know. At one point, I spot Carmen and think about going to dance with her, but then I see that she's dancing with Prakash. And he's got his hands on her butt. She's got her hands on his. I'm certainly not about to intrude on that. That's crazy. Finally, I spot my roomies dancing in a circle in the crowd. I make my way through and start dancing with them. They all grin and wave. At last, the band finishes their set, even the encores. The crowd stops to cheer. It was really a fantastic show. The curtain closes and everyone goes back to talking amongst themselves. Suddenly, I feel a presence behind me and Max appears in the circle with the rest of us. Well, is everyone having fun? The roomies look around at each other. Seriously, Anne, this is a great party. We're all so proud of you for putting this whole thing together. Everyone else nods, grinning at me. My heart swells with pride to know I've done such a good job. Well, the night's not over yet. I bet dish duty for the rest of the week I can wipe the floor with any of you suckers at beer pong. Oh, you are on. We all laugh as we head up to enjoy the rest of my midnight. Yay! You have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel. Okay, I will have more than enough spontaneity. Alright, kids, you've got finals next week, so I'm sure you've all got plenty of studying to do. I could try teaching you something that's going to be on the finals, but really, why should I start teaching now? The professor throws a slide on the projector that just says study before walking out of the room. Half the class opens their books and starts studying. The other half starts standing up to pick up their things. Not sure which I should do. Well, if I'm going to study, I'll do it at my own place. Pick up my things and head out the door with a bunch of the other students with the same idea. Make my way over to the cafe. I figure I'll get a bite while I study. Hi, Anne. I guess the gang's all here. I look towards Sally's voice and see that all of my roommates really are here. They've all gathered around a table in the corner. Looks like even Isabella took a break from work to sit down. They all just kept coming in one by one. I suppose our great minds have thought alike. There's an empty spot near everyone I slide into as everyone grins. Is anyone else's professor as crazy as Professor Task? No, he's the only asshole with tenure around here. I think the schedule's all just worked out. Oh, we almost never get to do this. This is so nice. Yeah, we should get together more often. Most of you are pretty alright. Isabella punches Max in the arm as we laugh. It's been a long year, hasn't it? It really has been. Lots of fun, though. Yeah, I think this has been the most fun I've ever had this year. And you managed to learn a lot, too. I've been quite impressed with your results. Oh, thanks. Honestly, you've all been so nice to me. I really appreciate everything you've all done for me. How about I get everyone a snack today? If you're not already full? Everyone cheers, and a few moments later I approach the counter to make an order. As I wait for the other clerk to get my order ready, I look back at the table with all my roommates, friends, sitting around it. This has been a good year, and frankly, I can't wait to see what happens next.
The next 2 weeks fairly flew by. Between my friends and everyone else's, I barely got any time to spend with my friends. Oh, between my finals and everyone else's. I put a lot of work into this last final, but it's not really my last one. Sometimes the idea of 3 more years of this seems incredibly daunting, but I know I need my education. So even though there's a lot of hard times ahead, I know the payoff will be worth it in the end. I probably won't even be on the campus today if I hadn't needed to sell back some books. As long as I was here, though, I went ahead and printed off my grades for the year. My grades this year have been pretty bad. I was hoping to make some up with these last tests. I don't know what I'm going to tell my parents. I can't believe I got so distracted that my grades slipped this badly. Maybe I could take some summer classes to catch up. As I walk back toward Latin House to pick up some things for a trip back home, a couple of people wave at me. Oh, I think they must have been at the party I threw those weeks ago. I feel proud I could look them in the eye as I wave and smile back. They smile at my acknowledgement before going on their way. My party was at least fun for people, if not the greatest party in history. I'm just happy I managed to throw one. Finally, standing back on the porch of Latin House, I think over all the things I've done this year. Smiling to myself, I open the door and head inside. I head up to my room looking around at my things. I start packing a few things up. I won't need to bring too many things. I've already made some arrangements to stay here next year as well. I may be going to see my parents for a while, but I'm really looking forward to coming back out here to college. Really, I just can't wait to see all my friends again. It even feels a little weird to say that. All my friends. When I came out here, I thought I was going to have to barely eke out an existence in the shadows. Now I feel like I've climbed a mountain. I've made friends in a bunch of classes, not to mention all the friends I've made in the dorm itself. Annabelle, you here? Oh, I forgot I invited Carmen to come help me pack. Right here, Karkar. Looks like it's just you today. Hoping Rakesh was still around? Maybe. You're awful. Here I'm going away for the summer and you just want to flirt. There's no sting in my words as we both laugh about it. Can't believe we finally made it through freshman year. This has been exhausting, you know? Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, too. Oh, definitely. After all, I met you this year, didn't I? Exactly. Together we pack up a few things for the trip back. I tell Carmen about all the bags and bags I arrived with, how nervous I was back then. We laugh about it now, but I really have come a long way. Together the two of us pretend to pack, but really we just chat and gossip and talk. You know, like friends do. And that feeling alone makes every single thing that happened this year worth it. Even if I did terrible in classes, at least I've got friends to help me get over it and do better next time. Now I know that I've got all my life in front of me, and with friends like Carmen and everyone at Latin House, I think I'm really getting ready to face the whole big bad world. Well, maybe not the whole world. Not at once, anyway. So yeah, that's the last thing I remember doing my first year of college. It's been years since I thought about my college days. As I look back at the time I spent at Latin House, it was definitely the start of a new chapter for me. The world seemed full of new possibilities, and I think I really wanted to seize all of them. Though maybe I could have seized my grades a little harder. I managed to graduate college, though just barely, sometimes by the grace of a professor's goodwill. I really did try to work on my grades, but things just kept coming up. Luckily, my scholarships held out just enough with my job. Parents tried to force me to come home, but I had enough to keep living on campus. When I finally graduated, they seemed happy enough, even if my library science degree didn't impress them much. Whatever did happen to the others? It's hard to remember everybody these days. Let's see. Isabella eventually went back to Mexico. She stayed pretty much exactly long enough to get her master's in teaching. I long ago lost count of the boyfriends and girlfriends she's had during the course of college, but to her credit, she never cheated on any of them. She writes every once in a while and promised to put me up if I ever made my way down there. Dominic finally managed to get his physics degree about the same time I was graduating. Of course, with the job market the way it was at the time, he didn't have any great prospects right off the bat. He spent the next few years continuing to provide RA functions for the university, thanks to his record. Eventually, he got a job with one of those space exploration startups. The other week, I got some spare bolts from one of their test flights. It's pretty cool stuff. Sally managed to get arrested 3 times during the course of college, but it was usually just at some protest or something, so she tended to get off with just slaps on the wrist. Eventually, her willingness to be stupid in the name of a cause got her noticed by a World Animal Foundation. She eventually managed to get her degree. Now she does publicly for the foundation. No, now she does publicity for the foundation. I can't read, I guess. Surprisingly, she and Memphis actually stayed together through the whole of it. They really did their best together. I don't think it ended until a couple of years after college. As for me, well, I learned so much that first year of college, not the least of which was to be myself and not to be so afraid of people. And I don't think I ever got over myself entirely in that first year. It took me quite some time to really figure out how to be me. I worked at the campus library for a few years after graduating, but when budget cutbacks hit a few years later, I had to get a new job. But yeah, everything else about me you probably already know. And at any rate, that's good enough for now. I feel like I've been talking about myself for ages. How about you? How was your college experience?
Well, that was cute. And obviously that was not the good ending. That was the it's just fine ending. Bleak Street Boys. Oh, God. Cheese whiz. And hell. Oh. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. Man, this game's not very new either. I guess I hadn't realized Ren'Py's been around that long. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. Well, it's been around longer than I thought. 2014. So 12 years. It got louder, that's for sure. So I don't have any of this because I failed to understand. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Yeah. But, okay. Well, as usual, nobody's watching. So I'm just going to end it. Nope. Yep. But yeah, that game's pretty fun. I probably won't play it again on stream, but I'm glad I played it. And I will, I'll probably play through it again and try to get better stats so I can get actual good endings. Maybe I'll upload those separately from a stream. But either way, yay, and thank you for watching if you watched this later, and if you didn't, then how are you reading my mind? Bye!